Hello guys, good night and welcome to our essay workshop. Before we start, I want you to show you this flag. This is a flag that was held by the St. Patrick Battalion in the Mexico-United States War in 1946. The phrase says Erin go bragh and it means in Irish, Ireland forever. If you saw the videos, you can recall this. Now, I want to start and I just want you to show you how messy the process of writing an essay could be. Writing an essay is kind of hard sometimes, it takes time, and the first version is always very different from the final version. And the final version, most of the times, if not always, is like 10 times better than the first one. So do not be afraid. You don't have to make like 10 drafts to get an A in your essay, but what I am trying to tell you is that it hasn't to be perfect, but the process of writing a good essay is practice and correction and rewriting again and again. So for this example, I choose option letter B as last video. Is about whether the fashion industry has a bad effect on people's lives, and do not forget that your arguments has to be about the notes that are below the statement. That is whether people's appearance is important, the price of clothes, and something, your own idea. So this can be done in a piece of paper, what some people call scratch paper, but since it's easier for me to do it on the computer right now, I'm doing it in PowerPoint. So I already have a sketch here, my thesis or the thesis I'm using for this example. That doesn't mean that this is what I think. Is the fashion industry doesn't have a bad effect on people's life, and this is also part of writing an essay to correct your mistakes. So I have to write arguments about these three topics. The three topic that is something I choose myself is people have the right to choose, and I will explain this later. So do you know what is brainstorming, right? This is letting your ideas flow from your mind to your voice or to a piece of paper. It doesn't mean that you are actually writing this or it is actually correct. It only helps you to let your ideas flow and to have an evidence that you thought on that. So now I'm starting this messy process. This is not something like that comes to your mind and you just start writing. So which could be like an argument for the importance of people appearance. Um, I will say something like this, like people should dress well because it talks of themselves. So if you dress bad or if your clothes are dirty, that means you are dirty. So this this could be like my argument about that the fashion industry does not have a bad effect on people's lives because it talks about yourselves. And if you don't want to have a bad image of yourself, you should dress well. But this is just an idea. I could write other thing. For example, let's write other idea. Okay, this is getting smaller. The importance of people appearance. Okay, so and this is how the process is. Like, do I care when I go to a party and I don't I don't have like the correct dress code? Well, yes, because your clothes shows your clothes says whether you think the event is important or not, like a wedding or a birthday party. Because if you go to a birthday party, most of the times you dress your best clothes, and you do it because your friend or your cousin or your aunt or your grandma is someone important for you. So your clothes says whether you think the event is important or not. So if you don't dress well, that means you don't care about your family. I don't know. About your, I don't know, your, what I want to say, friends. I don't know, your friends. So this is another idea. This is another argument. We're not like getting all philosophical right now, so it doesn't have to be like arguments that Plato will, or like Plato will say, or Aristotle will say. This is our arguments. And let me write just one more. The importance of people's appearance. Well, um, sometimes like your appearance help you to be more confident about yourself, because yourself because it makes you feel more powerful. People who do sports may have experienced this, like if you wear the uniform, then you feel more confident about your work and about your abilities. So how you dress affects how you feel, and it is important that you feel good. So dressing well is important because it makes you feel good. So this is my arguments that help me to convince yourself that the fashion industry doesn't have a bad effect on people's lives. So let me continue just with one more example, which is people have the right to choose. So the thesis say the fashion industry doesn't have a bad effect on people's lives. So how do the fashion industry doesn't have a bad effect on people's lives? How this can have an effect on your lives? Because sometimes people say that models or images makes you think what is right and what is wrong about your appearance, but you have the right to choose. You have the right to think about yourself. You have the right to state what you think is okay or not. So if you think that what the fashion industry tells you is not okay, so do not follow the fashion industry. The fashion industry is not going to kill you if you don't buy their products. Do you understand me? So the fashion industry doesn't have a bad effect on people's lives because you have the right to choose to buy it or not. So people have the right to buy or not buy the clothes. Also, they have the right to believe or not on what they say. So if I have the right to buy or not, and if I have the right to believe or not on what they say, so why the fashion industry is going to have a bad effect on my life, since I am the owner of my own life? Do you understand me? This is an argument that supports that the fashion industry doesn't have a bad effect on people's lives. So, as you can listen to myself, this is thinking with yourself, thinking what you think, um, what you have experienced, what you have read, what you have listened to, what you have heard from your parents or your teachers, but most importantly, what you think yourself. And this is something that I imagine could be useful for this argument. So people have the right to choose. Now, for example, so if you think that the ideas from the fashion industry are wrong, so you have the right to sell what you think is right. So if you say like, okay, that kind of clothes are too expensive and are very ugly, I'm going to design my own clothes that are going to be like for everybody and they are going to be cheap. So now you compete with the fashion industry that sells you very expensive clothes that are ugly and that they only fit like to fit people. So you have the right to sell what you think is right. Like people can sell clothes to thin and fat people and make them feel good about themselves. So you have the right to convince people that they are wrong. So the fashion industry doesn't have a bad effect on people's lives because they are evil, but because you don't do anything else. So this is another argument like, okay, they don't have a bad effect on your life because, no, not because they are evil, but because you do nothing. So this is another argument about people have the right to choose. And remember, guys, in your written assignment, you just have to write one argument per topic. That is, one argument about the importance of people appearance, one argument about the price of clothes, and one argument about the people have the right to choose. You don't have to write all this. And remember, you also couldn't do this because you don't have enough space. You only have like 280 words to 300 words. So this is my brainstorming, this is my outline, this is my ideas about an essay I will write, some example I want to show you. Now I just want to show you how the process of researching can be. For example, maybe you can search in Google like fashion industry effect on people's lives. Okay, now you search in the internet. Okay, this is something like uh, other teacher from other part of the world send their students the same assignment as I am sending you. How does fashion affect our lives and our society? Okay, this seems like a good article. So we're trying to open this. This is kind of slow. Sorry, guys. I don't have like a. Oh, now it is here. How does fashion affect our lives and our society? So this is like an opinion. And look, this says fashion plays a major role in our society. Suppose you stand in any line. I think the suppose has to be suppose must have two pieces. You stand in any line waiting to check out, and the covers of magazine exude fashion. Designers have movie stars waiting what they decide the season should call for. Blah 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 blah. So this is an opinion of someone else. Um, but well, you can read this and get some ideas that helps you to write your reading assignment. So let us see if there are other news or articles that can help us to write our essay. So fashion trends impact on society. This seems to be another good article. If you see something weird on any page you check, just close it. I don't want to have problems with your parents, but well, the topic we are discussing is not something bad. Fashion trends impact on society. So, defining trends nowadays is not an easy task. Trends are, in essence, very complex mechanisms that mirror changes in the economic and political landscapes. So, maybe this is too sophisticated, like for, I don't know, elementary school boys, but this, if you read like at least one or two paragraphs, can give you an idea of what you could write in your essay, but most importantly, maybe facts or numbers, which are very important for your essay. But if you don't find them, don't worry. I know that this could be kind of difficult, but well, this is what you actually should do, and maybe you can change your search for other thing. Like I don't know. Let's see. The importance of people appearance. So you can also share this, like the importance of people's appearance. Why is appearance so important nowadays? Top 10 reasons why physical appearance is so important. You are judged by your appearance. Okay, Forbes. This is a good page. Forbes is a business magazine. Sometimes it has very good information, and if you want to be rich, you should read this page. So you're welcome. And it says, like here or not, you are being judged by how you look, how you dress, and how you carry yourself. And if you are lucky, how you do your job. I had lunch yesterday with an old friend. I've known him for over 30 years. In fact, he introduced me to my wife. Unfortunately, we don't see each other very often and hadn't sat down across the table from each other for several years. Let me preface what I am about to say with I am comfortable with my jeans and sneakers. Dave is a corporate attorney. Okay, so you start reading this. This man is giving his opinion about why appearance is important, so you can get some good ideas. Um, you can get some good ideas from this article. For example, how people get paid more money. Well, this is some numbers, this is some statistics, and this will be like a good fact to include in your essay. And this says that the University of Florida, like the example I gave you last class, found that for every inch of height a tall worker can expect to earn an extra $789 per year. Wow, that's like the cost of a laptop. That means two equally skilled co-workers will have a pay differential of nearly 5,000 per year simply because of a 6-inch height differential according to the study. So this means maybe you can change your appearance by how you dress, but maybe you can seem to be taller. You can look taller than you actually are. So you can state in your essay that it is important to look tall because you get paid more money. And okay, fat people get paid less. Okay, this is not something about the fashion industry, but well, blondes, well, yes, because you can dye your hair. Workers who work out get paid more. People who are fat or women who wear makeup make more money. This is another fact to include in your argument about people's appearance is important. But okay, this help us if you disagree with the statement that we find in our exam. Okay, guys. So this is like the process of researching information so you can include it in your essays. And okay, so here maybe for example I can include another idea below. So I get another idea, which is people who look taller are more, or people who look taller have, or no, are get paid more than the ones that don't. So you can include the reference, which is this was okay. This fact was found by the University of Florida, and this is an argument in which you are including a fact, and it is another argument. But okay, so guys, this is everything for today. Tomorrow I will show you how my first draft of the essay I'm writing will look like, and later, if there's time, I will show you how to start correcting any mistakes that could come or could appear in your essay. That actually the mistakes don't appear, they are of our own, and we have to correct the mistakes we do. So thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, do not hesitate to write it down here in the comment section. And also do not forget to bring your things on Saturday. The ones who are bringing food, and the ones who are bringing chocolate, and the ones who are supposed to learn the history about the St. Patrick's Battalion. I will try to do the summary tomorrow, but if not, you will find it on Friday before 5 o'clock in the evening. I think you are Maya, Areli, and Isabella, the ones who are explaining the history, and I hope the St. Patrick's Band is rehearsing, is practicing your song, because, well, I think that is going to be a very good detail to your classmates and to me is this niece. So thank you very much, guys, and I see you next week. Well, no, I see you tomorrow or on Saturday. Goodbye.